everyone. Alan Childs here, Chief of Police, and we are tenant in service. And that means that we are here to make people's lives better, and we do that by safeguarding the lives, rights, and property of the people we serve. We're doing this a little early today because we want you to come out and join us for the 9/11 ceremony. It starts in 40 minutes. Starts at 5:30 out at Oak Hill Park. And that's a good opportunity to come and remember, to honor, and then to look towards the future. And this is going to be put on by the San Ramon Valley Exchange Club. It's going to be at the Oak Hill Park All Wars Memorial. And if you're familiar with Oak Hill Park, that's closest to the tennis courts. And it's going to be from 5:30 to about 6:30. So come and join us there. Normally I say these things are good times, but this is actually a good time. It's a way to remember and honor together as a community, and then look towards the future in a pretty resilient way. Also, I'd like to encourage you, go ahead and go to our Chiefs page. There is a link down in the description for this. This is the quarterly update. This is where I talk about, in this particular one, we talked about the transition in data and how we're going to view it. We're not adding crimes or anything like that. We're just simply going to display it in a different way moving forward. And then we also talked about some of and we covered this last week, but we talked about some of the DUI numbers as far as enforcement and what those look like. So it's a good chance to kind of get to know what's going on here in the town, and that's available on our website. All right. As always, go ahead and go to our links down below and download the Wildfire Preparedness and Evacuation Guide. Make sure you download the FEMA All Hazards Checklist. View and be aware of the content on the PG&E website, and then make sure you sign up. It only takes about a minute. Make sure you sign up for the community warning system through the sheriff's office. That's how we'll alert you for big disasters. As always, we'll dual report, though. We do use the NIXL alerts, 888-777, and again, there's a link in the description for that. All right, so we're going to move on to crime. You can always go to communitycrimemap.com. This is where you can get up-to-date information on what is happening in your community. You can zoom in and set alerts for your particular neighborhood. You can also get sexual offender registry information there as well. September 2nd through the 8th, not horrible for collisions, and those are actually inaccurate. So we'll move right past that. We'll go on to crime. September 2nd through the 8th, we did have a couple of collisions, and they'll be covered in the arrest report later on. So September 2nd through the 8th, 2024, we had one burglary, about 7 thefts, and we had one vehicle theft. I'm going to group this on 2 slides, basically all other days and then September 4th. So we'll cover September 4th since that had the most crime on the next slide. On the 2nd, we had a theft of a BMW from Fostoria Circle, and with the help of the owner who had an app that they could determine where the car was, we were able to locate the vehicle very quickly over in Walnut Creek. The benefit of that is we're then able to process that car for DNA and hopefully get some returns on that and hold the person accountable who stole it. On the 6th, we had theft of property, and this was from an unlocked car on the 300 block of Diablo Road. And then on the 6th, we had a theft of a wallet, and this is while a customer was shopping at Costco. So this was taken out of their purse that was sitting in the cart. And then on the 7th, we had a theft of merchandise from the CVS on San Ramon Valley Boulevard. Now, on all of these thefts, where they're theft from autos and things like that, those are all overnight thefts. I know normally I put the times on there and let you know exactly when what the window is, but it seemed like with all of these, they were essentially overnight thefts, anytime between 5 to 10, 11 o'clock at night till 6, 7 in the morning. All right, let's move on to the one day of crime here. On the 4th, we had quite a lot going on. Not sure if some of these are related or not. I think some of the vehicle thefts from vehicle look to be related. On the 4th, we had another theft of a wallet from a shopper that was at Costco, again, taken right out of the purse. On the 4th, we had theft of merchandise from the CVS on Camino Tasajara, and that seemed to be a regular thief, so we do have a lead on that. On the 4th, we have property taken from a locked work van, and this was in the parking lot of the Best Western on Camino Ramon, right there at Camino Ramon and Sycamore Valley Road. We also had property taken from an unlocked vehicle on the 1100 block of San Ramon Valley Boulevard. And then on the 4th, we had specialized equipment that was stolen from a business on the 3400 block of Camino Tasajara. So this was targeted and highly specialized equipment. So we are working on that to see if we can generate leads based on that. On the purse thefts, these are thefts that were taken from the person as they were shopping. So the purse was sitting in the cart in that kind of baby seat area, and the wallet was in the purse. And in one of the pictures, and we're working leads, so I'm not showing the video yet, but when the person looked away, is when the thief came in and just put their hand on the purse and took it. And it takes very, very little time. They're very sophisticated. They're very careful, but it takes very little time to actually commit those thefts. All right, on to the arrest log. Your officers are busy. One thing I've done to the arrest log to try to shorten it up a little bit, in the upper right-hand corner, I've added a key, and I think it's for common language that we use when making these reports. So if I say DUI, that means driving under the influence. That is when someone is observed to be driving a vehicle while they're either under the influence of alcohol or drug. Jailed, if I just write the word jailed, that means the person was booked into the Martinez detention facility, the jail up in Martinez. If I put cited, it means that we issued them a notice to appear or a citation and released them. And then ALPR, of course, is our automated license plate reader system. All right, on the 2nd, we arrested a man for DUI and hit and run. This is one of our 2 collisions that took place on Fairview Street and Wood Ranch Circle, and he was jailed as a result of that investigation. On the 6th, we arrested 2 men, and this was a great stop by our officers. 2 men were arrested, and it was for conspiracy, and it was conspiracy to commit both mail theft and identity theft after officers responded to reports. And this was actually really good. This is on Cavera Court, which is over in the Sycamore neighborhood, and it's actually right off of Old Comunitas near Diablo, kind of that area, the northern side of Sycamore, and then Bridgeside Circle, and both those people were jailed. But I want to talk about that for a second, because this was like 2:30 in the morning, and so at 2:30 in the morning, I think they were maybe 6 minutes apart, we received 2 separate calls. One was to Cavera Court. Officers went there, and as they're going there, they're trying to find one of the suspects. They get another call over on Bridgeside Circle. So they go over to Bridgeside Circle. Lo and behold, they find the people there. They arrest both men, and in the car was like stolen mail and the identity documents for people. And so that's a big deal here. Those lead to a lot of crimes down the road. You get the account takeovers and things like that. Maybe you get a check, they wash those checks and spend them. Mail theft leads to a lot of crime. So our crime tip on that, and I'll be the first to admit, sometimes I give tips and I don't even follow them myself. But the tip is, if you can, we would recommend getting a locking mailbox. I know, I'll be honest, I don't have one. I should. But the best thing you can do is get a locking mailbox. People will break into them, but you're going to limit the number of people that are going to do that. So it's a really good thing to do, is to get a locking mailbox. Also, don't let your mail stay overnight. For me, I have the weird habit, even on Sundays, I keep checking my mailbox. So every time I come home, I'm checking the mailbox, because you can get a package delivered at 8 in the morning, and it sits in there, and you can get your mail delivered at 2. You can get another package delivered at 6. So I just make it a habit to always check my mailbox as I'm walking into my house to make sure I don't leave mail there. I certainly don't want it sitting in the mailbox overnight, because I know that's just a target for thieves. All right, and then on the 7th, we arrested a man for DUI, and this was on Comunitas and Wood Ranch Circle. That person was cited. And on the 7th, we arrested another man this was DUI and hit and run, and that was on the 300 block of Harts Avenue, and that person was cited. And kudos again. This is half of these arrests are all based on reports from all of you. This is as good as our officers are at going out and finding people doing wrong and looking to do harm. It's because of what your efforts, it's because of what you do and your efforts that really result in these arrests. In this particular case, someone called in and said, hey, I see someone that's driving suspiciously. It looks like they just hit something, and they parked right around the corner. And our officers are able to respond, follow up on that, and ultimately arrest that person for hit and run and DUI. So again, kudos. If you see something, call. It really does work. We get a lot of calls of suspicious people, suspicious vehicles, and many times it turns out not to be suspicious. It could be a friend of your neighbors that is checking on the house. It could be, something fairly benign, a delivery driver. But it gives us the opportunity to go out and say hi. So we recommend, if you see something suspicious, give us a call, because many times it can turn out to be fruitful, just like these. And then on the 7th, again, we arrested a man for driving a stolen vehicle, and this was officers being alerted via the ALPR system, and he had stolen plates on the vehicle that was also stolen, and he had stolen mail and identification documents inside, and of course, that person went to jail. So this is, I'll give the kudos to our town council and our mayor and our town manager, Joe Calabrigo, for being so fiscally responsible, because we were one of the first agencies in the area, and probably the state, to have a fixed camera system. And this goes way back to 2015. Nobody else was doing that. It was mobile only. And what we did is we put them all around the town. So when someone comes into town with a stolen car, our officers, our dispatch center gets an alert. They then go, and in this case, they stop the man, realize that the plates were stolen, the car they were on was also stolen, and the car was full of stolen mail. So it was just a phenomenal arrest by our graveyard team. They're always out there. Just know on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday night, when you're out there sleeping at 2 a.m, our officers are out, and they're looking for people looking to do harm to all of you. So they're out there doing a good job. All right. I'm looking for comments. I don't see any. I appreciate those that join live. I know we're early, but I'm going to invite all of you, please come join us. We have the 9/11 ceremony. That's where I'm heading right now. So if you want to come hang out, say hi. I think there's actually ice cream there too. There's usually always this cool ice cream cart. You can get some ice cream, but it's the 9/11 Remembrance ceremony. It is put on by the Exchange Club. They've been doing this since about 2000. I thought it was 2005. I see it says 23rd annual, but I think they've been doing it since about 2005. It starts at 5:30. So what I would do is as soon as you get done with this and you throw a like and a subscribe and a little heart emoji or something, head in your car and head out there. It's a great night for it. Sometimes it's really, really hot. This one's going to be really good. And I think Lance Corporal Brian Vargas, our keynote speaker, you'll really enjoy his talk. So come join us. But as far as the show, we are 10:10, which means we're off duty, but we're always 10:8 in service to all of you. Have a good night, Danville.